Hello, this is Bembecito as always. Today I'm going to do a video on the benefits of initiation in the 21 divisions. Um, the benefits of initiation vary depending on the house and on the person. Again, something that I always stress is all houses or lineages within the 21 divisions do not have an initiation per se, but most do. Okay, the bautizo is something found just about everywhere in the Dominican Republic. Okay, now who are the people that should get the bautizos? I think I spoke about this in other videos. Usually, the person that gets the bautizo is because they are a caballo de misterio, or a horse of the Lua. Okay, now it doesn't mean that somebody else should not or could not get baptized, because remember, the baptism itself is a deeper connection to the Lua, and it also is an official connection to the Casa de Misterio, or Kai Miste, or Kai Lua, whatever you want to call it, the Societe, Cofradia. So it's like a foot in the door. You are now officially part of the family of the Misterio, of the Lua. Okay, now, depending on the house, the initiation reasons will vary. In some houses, they specifically only baptize people that are caballo de misterio, that mount the Lua. If you do not mount the Lua in certain houses, or don't have that light, as they call it, they will, you don't get baptized, basically. So most people that are in search also are the people that have this this gift. For some, it may be even a problem, because some people don't really want this gift, because it's a hard gift to grow up with or deal with on a daily basis. Remember, some people get possessed anywhere. They could be walking down the street, they can be in school, they could be on a car, they could be on a bus, wherever they might get possessed. So it's something when it's real, and when it's there, a lot of people don't want it. They don't want to deal with it. So the baptism is used as a way to calm the Lua that mount this person down. And it's also to control the Lua. Obviously, once you're initiated, baptized, whatever you want to call it, you are supposed to be trained by your Papa Boko, your Mama Mambo, Mama Lua, Mama Miste, whatever the name they use, by your godparent, by your spiritual guide. They're supposed to train you, because the initiation doesn't just make you a magical person automatically. And other videos of people that I know personally have touched this, like Ungan Hector, which is very known. A lot of people know him, and I know him personally. Play for him ceremonies. He has done videos explaining the same thing. Just because you get initiated or baptized in the misterios, and in any spirituality, it can be Cuban Santo, Palo, Candomblé, any any religion, any spirituality. Just because you get initiated, it doesn't automatically make you have magical powers. You're immune to things. You know, this is not what initiation is about. When you get initiated, you begin. That's why it's called, again, initiation. You're initiating a process. So initiation is basically just um, the starting point for many, the heavy starting point, because there are other starting points, but initiation, or the full baptism into the 21 divisions, or initiation into any religion, is the starting point, where you start to develop your spirituality much more in a profound way. And the person responsible for guiding you through this process is your initiator, the person that initiates you. So why get baptized, or what are the benefits? The benefit is, or what do you what do you receive spiritually? You receive a spiritual connection to the Lua, a very deep connection, a bond to the Lua. That's what the baptism is. You're making a pact with the Lua that are there with you already, so you're just recognizing them. So you have to have Lua. You have to have Misterio, and we all do. As human beings, we all have these guides. So they're already there. The baptism is just a recognition of them. It's a recognition. It's a bond. It's a pact that you're making to make yourself to go profound into the mysteries. Okay, and like I said, the person responsible is your initiator, your madrina, padrino, papaboko, mama mambo, mama lua, papa lua, whatever the case may be. Okay, now, can other people get initiated that don't get mounted per se, or have any type of spiritual abilities? Yes, in many houses this is possible. Again, it all depends on the house, on the lineage. It is possible because everybody has a place in the structure of Vodun, in a house of Vodun. Any house, any societe, any cofradia usually has a structure. Some really don't, but many do. The old school way is that there is a structure in the house. Everybody has their position, or their rank, or their something that their task. They are given a task in the house. So many people do initiate and get baptized, and that's their initial point of development. If they are going to be a caballo de misterio, or a person that mounts misterio, that's where they start to develop this profound connection with the Lua, with the misterio, and they have to learn basically everything, all the basics, on how to attend and call all the main misterios of the house, or of the tradition. And mounting is one of these things that is trained or developed, because any people mount beings or spirits and stuff like that, but they're like a wild horse. So when you get initiated or baptized, whatever name you want to call it, basically this is where it starts, where development starts, spiritual development, apart from learning all the basics on how to attend Loa, how to serve the Loa, all the details that go behind that. Uh, you have to, there's a development on how to mount Lua properly. So this is not an art that just happens. Yes, it happens for some, and this is why for some it's hard. It's a hard time because the Lua come too strong and dominate the horse. So this is why development is a very crucial part of attending Lua, of mounting the Lua. The training, the development uh, is basically part of mounting the Lua, of being a person that possesses the Lua, because you have to learn how to dominate these powers. Some Lua may come very soft, or not soft, passive, and some very aggressive because they're a very strong energy. So these are energies that you have to learn how to dominate and channel them properly, not in a way that it's gonna hurt the caballo, the horse, because the purpose of the Lua coming through the person is not to abuse and hurt them. So this is something that we see a lot in many traditions, or there's sometimes not a full possession. There's many things. So again, development and training is what you receive when you initiate or baptize in the 21 divisions and in any branch of Vodun, be it on Haiti or Dominican Republic, whatever. It's all the same. So that's what it is. You have to. It's not. It doesn't come magical. Nothing comes magical. Yes, there is a saying, and it is true. The Lua, the Misterio, teaches the servant. This is very true. I do believe that, and I experience it, and many people experience this. The Lua teach via dreams, via possession, via visions, meditation, whatever. The Lua do present things to you and teach you, but nothing just comes magically. That is a lie. Training, once initiated, and for some, initiation is not a thing. For those houses that don't have an initiation process per se, or in family lineages where there is no initiation because you inherit the Lua, there is no initiation. So training is throughout life, or maybe once you become of a certain age, the person that is leading that tradition, be it in the family or whatever, decides to take somebody on if they see the potential and train them. So that is another way. I mean, but in the lineages that are initiatory, where there is a baptism and other ritualistic things to get you in, that's the starting point. Once you're baptized, initiated, and that's where the learning starts. So you don't receive any magical powers. You don't all of a sudden become a caballo de misterio. You don't all of a sudden become a clairvoyant. You don't all of a sudden know everything of how to attend the Lua, or how to read a person, or how to do travai for yourself, or even for other people. This is not magically going to happen. It's all through training. So this is why it's important that when you do become initiated into a house, you make sure that the person is a well-versed person and reputable and legit person, so that person can then, and you have to also know that that person is going to teach you throughout that period, because that is an obligation of a person that initiates somebody. You are now their spiritual parent, their spiritual guide. So your obligation is to teach the basics of the Loa, the characteristics of the Loa, colors, their foods, uh, their energies, their servicios, everything, how to call them, their songs, the doing veve or doing whatever, a million things. So those are just basics. Then the possession part is super important, because if the person is a caballo or has the potential to be a caballo, then that person has to be trained to properly be a caballo. Okay, because remember, there are people that haven't had any training, and those are very gifted people, and they're usually born within the tradition and are around the tradition a lot. So their training was there in their eyes while they were being living in a place or growing up in a place, etc. But even within the culture, many people do need the training. So for people coming from the outside of the culture, they need even more training, because they might not have any knowledge of the culture. Okay? Another thing is, you can never go by things you read online. You have to also go by what your house practices. There are many variations from house to house, from servant to servant. So that's another thing. Why it's important to belong to a lineage, to a house, uh, because you have to go by what that lineage does. Because there might be the whole thing of using saints as a loa, that can change. One saint can be many loa, depending on where it's found. So one saint can be a loa here in Mocha, and then down somewhere in Aswa it can be another loa. In Haiti it can be another loa, etc., etc. So that's why it's good to go by the house, not by things you read online. And not saying that everything online is bad. Some are very good and basic, which basic is the best. But you should go by what your spiritual guide is telling you to do, and by your house's tradition, because each house has many different things. Some people worship a Loa on a certain day, and then in another house they might worship a Loa on another day. That is not the usual, but that's just their tradition. So you have to go by that house. So going back, for people that might not be caballos, they still have a place in the house, because remember, the houses have a structure, and there are people that specialize in many things. There's the plaza. The plazas are usually the people that attend that are the assistant to the head of the house when they're mounted. Or a plaza can be a person that attends the Loa when they're mounted on the caballo. They're the person that gets the pañuelos, that gets the offerings, etc. So the person can be a expert plaza. That's a trade within the tradition. Plazas are hard to find, and a good plaza in the house is cherished, because that plaza knows right away the characteristic of every Loa. That person has to have a strong connection to the caballos, or to the caballo of the house. There are the people that build and attend altars. They have an art for building or decorating the altar. There are the people that attend to the altar. There are and depending on the house, there's many names to each rango or rank, as we say. But there's the people that specialize in the kitchen. There's the people that specialize in keeping the house in order. There's people that clean. I mean, there's a lot of functions within the Calle Misterio, the Casa Misterio. So there's many functions. The initiation, the bautizo, is to deepen your connection, to make your connection more profound to the Loa, to initiate the learning process of the secrets of the misterios. Not that we know all the secrets of the misterios, because that's what they call misterio, they're mysteries. But the people that initiate are supposed to know a lot of profound things on the misterio. So they become a specialist. So even though you're not a caballo, you can be baptized and specialize in misterio within your house and have a function. Again, it depends on lineage, it depends on person. So you don't receive any magical powers. No. You just amplify the connection to the Loa that are already there. That's what it is. And the training process begins. Within the 21 divisions, most lineages of the Dominican Republic and Haiti, there is a process with this. When you initiate, usually it's 7 years of training before you can be an elder, or what in some lineages we call boko, or the female priest mambo. Okay? In many lineages, not all, in many lineages, it's a 7-year process. 7 being the range, where you have to learn all the basics of attending the Loa. During these 7 years, you are tested. So during the 7 years, you're just an initiate. Okay? You're a servidor. Some houses, they say Pino Nuevo. Some houses, they say Voduvi or Wavi, depending. Tife, many names, depending on the house. Now, during the 7 years, again, you are tested in different stages. Once you pass all the tests, then you earn the grade of Mambo for the females, Boko for the males. After you initiate and become a spiritual parent, that's when you take on the parent role. So now you are a Mama Mambo or a Papa Boko. Till then, you're just a Mambo and a Boko. So until you spiritually procreate, let's say, and have your own spiritual children, you are not Mama Mambo or Papa Boko. Okay, and that's in certain lineages, not all. In mines, that's how it is. And many of the lineages in north of Haiti, in the border towns, it's the same thing. In Asongwe, it's not that way. It's a whole different way. So it all goes by lineage. So this is basically what it is. This is what the benefit of having the Bautizo and the 21 divisions is. You get to learn profoundly the secrets of the mysteries, and you train. This is your training to becoming a mamamambo, a pavoko, servidor, caballo. It all depends on the situation. But these are the things. Hope you guys enjoy the video.